All right, so Total War, Warhammer 3, 4, one of them. It's one of them. Here we go, folks. Hope y'all are excited for Grace Streams Total War Warhammer 3. Woo! Yeah! Comment in the chat if you're excited. Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you what's what. I don't...
You're killing it. You're doing a great job. Grace,
I lied. Human boy's here.
go gadget, Grace. Human, do you have a cold? No.
Tell you what's what.
I just turned on.
Make his voice lower.
I turned on the audio
You
check.
think my voice is lower than his? Because it might be.
It might be. I turned the audio check and it was just, yeah. I'm like, wow, that was a good audio check, Grace.
Information we have Total War Warhammer.
What information do you have about Warhammer 4?
Okay, so 3 is the current one, right?
Yeah, 3's the one.
Oh, why did I think that 4 was the current one?
Because
Well, I have all the inside intel on 4, but, you know, it comes at a cost.
it sounds like some ominous prophecy. Comes at a terrible cost.
Yeah.
Grace, how do you feel about pet rats?
I wouldn't get one.
What if I got one?
Why is this coming up now?
Someone asked, honey.
Oh. I mean, here's the thing. I don't think I'd prefer it. I don't know. We'd have to talk about it.
We have to talk about it. Okay.
I'm not making that decision on a stream.
Okay. Question. If I'm in today's stream, do you think I win?
No.
Wow, that's fucked up. that is not like the unfortunately no, or like you'll try your best, like just flat out no.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
That's messed up.
Turin's in this one.
He's not gonna win either.
Damn. Damn. that's fucked up.
Hayseed is gonna win.
Hayseed's a legend. We love Hayseed.
Like the name. What's up with that picture?
Oh, Mookow, that is my dick. Okay.
Team America World What is that?
Team America World Police. Never saw that movie?
No.
It's a commentary on American jingoism. Also, the cat just clawed the shit out of my
They
legs.
look like Barbies. What's that about?
Yeah, it's like a stop motion movie with dolls. Anyway, what's Dumb. Okay. All right. So
you are the pet rat fool.
Aw. All right. Well, we have a moo cow, we have a Hazel, we have a Grace, we have a stream. A stream I should probably get going as I look expectantly at you.
You kicking me out?
Yes,
Why?
because I want to focus.
Oh, nice.
Hi, Wesley Bravo. How you doing? All right. Apparently, I'm not kicking you out, so I guess you're just staying here.
No, I don't want to watch this.
I know you don't want to watch this, so just go.
Get out of here. Okay, enjoy the stream.
Bye, Grace.
God damn it.
You hit the wall. Everybody, she hit the wall. I've hit that wall too.
Have you really? Oh.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll turn around and look and see if I brought my water glass or not, and I'll keep walking, and I'll like just hit the wall. Yeah.
Stupid wall.
It's a very stupid wall. Love you. Bye. All right, gang. We got a game. We got a stream. We are in our quarterfinals of the World Cup. Team America World Police, also known as USA 1 versus USA 2, which is the team I am on. So we're right up there. We do not have a series of 5 streams today. We just have one, so it'll be nice and short, and it'll be good. Today, we have, in case you haven't seen this type of stream before, it is a best of 5 between the two teams. All 5 games are played no matter what, even if it is a 5-0. So we have Gotrek Starbreaker, Flying Taco, Rider of Rohan, and Strat Game, and Turin versus Human Boy, me, Captain Telis, Hayseed, Incars, and Blood Penguin. A mix of land battle, conquest, and domination. And then each team did get a global ban before the tournament even started. We banned Dwarves, they banned Demons of Chaos. So no one can play Dwarves or Demons of Chaos in this series. Right. Okay. Cool. Cool. I think I got all the replays from my own team. I think. Let me see. If I did, then the scorecard will be USA. Well, it's gonna be USA either way, but whatever. Let's see. So USA 5 is from Blood Penguin. USA 4 is from Incars, who's also on my team. Human Boy is me, Telis, and Hayseed. Nice. They're all from my team. So let's do this. Human Boy USA. And then we'll have Turin's USA. All right. Let's get them. Let's destroy these noobs. So it was first, it was me versus Gotrek. Got it. It was labeled as number 3. Yeah, it was. It was labeled as number 3. Let's go. Turin is in Italy? Yes, Turin is in Italy. It's the YouTuber Turin. Okay, the matchup we ended up in is Greenskins, the Empire. Empire's pretty strong, Greenskins pretty strong. I practiced this a lot with Blood Penguin, feeling confident going into the matchup. I have a pretty sneaky little build, but it works well for me. Gotrek is a little unique, but it's not outside what I expected from him. He does play dwarves. So for the Greenskins, we have goblins, savage orcs mixed through the front line, and then double black orcs, the ones with great weapons, in the back line. We have 4 orc aura boys just for constant arrow pressure, and then we have 2 orc boar biggins, 2 orc boar chariots, a night goblin war boss on foot with his spinning loons, fermented fungi, and tormentor sword, and then we have an orc shaman with just here we go. I summoned my guy here so that I could run to the trees if there was a temple off Luminarch. Where is Human Boy? I'm here, aren't I? Sure, and then we have 2 orc. Yeah, I'm right here. What up? Anyway, for Gotrek Starbreaker, we have Boris Toddbringer, a Jade Wizard with Earthblood, a Bright Wizard with Flamestorm and Burning Head, and then a backline of Halberdiers, a front line of Spearmen, 1 Outrider with Grenade Launchers, the Hergang Jaeger Corpse, 1 Huntsman, and the Sunmaker. It is a teeny tiny little box, and we are here to break the box. Where are the rats? He picked Kislev and Empire, both of which counter Skaven right now, and I didn't want to fall for that trap. Actually, because I can't counterban one, he could have just picked Kislev, which counters Skaven really hard. So I know I'm going to take a bunch of damage. My Orc Aura boys are getting peeled off. Mainly, I just need to dodge the Hergang Jaeger Corp with my Orc Boar boys and just wait for the Savage Orcs to get to the front line. But we're chilling. We're waiting. And if Boris gets too close, we will rampage him and then cast an Here We Go on some stuff, which does a lot of damage to him. Or if I can even get him in the Black Orcs with the Unstoppable Choppas, that'll do a lot of damage too. How do you typically bunker bust a box? This build can do it. Savage Orcs have high weapon strength and a lot of melee attack, and especially with Here We Go and Wah, they can get through the Spearmen pretty easily. And then I already have Unstoppable Choppas for my Black Orcs because the front line does not have high armor piercing, so I don't care if they hit me, they're not going to get through my armor. I just want as much damage as possible to kill the Spearmen very quickly. We are starting to get in range. Need to pull up my chariots soon, but still waiting for the front line to actually engage as the Orc Aura boys are coming back. Now we have a rampage onto Boris Toddbringer. Here we go onto the Orc Boar Boy Biggins, and we're charging straight in. And now the Boar Boys T-pose on Boris Toddbringer, not swinging at him too much. He's not taking a lot of damage. And meanwhile, the Outriders grenade launchers are firing in on the Orc Boar Boy Biggins, getting a good amount of damage. Now my Savage Orcs terror out. The Orc Boar Biggins are going to tear out too, and they are doing no damage to Boris Toddbringer. I popped Tormentor Sword to net him in place, but then he still gets through the Orc Boar Boy Biggins, tear outs them away, and he turns towards the Night Goblin War Boss. Black Orcs have made it to the front line, and they will kill a lot of Spearmen very quickly as Boris gets his first hit on the Night Goblin War Boss. And I do try and rally some other troops. I send the other Orc Boar Boy Biggins from the front line to rear charge as he gets back into the air and refreshes his charge bonus to the Night Goblin War Boss, hitting him again and already routing him. And there goes a Burning Head through the front line. Savage Orcs, Black Orcs hitting the front line, doing a lot of good damage, and now the chariots are coming up. Orc Boar Boy Biggins, this time immune to terror, surround Boris. And they're trying to get more damage on him, but they're still not hitting him at all. He is just walking through them, and then they rout yet again. So they have gotten no damage out on Boris. I am very behind on the balance of power. But with the Wah, Black Orcs are about to get through that front line, so the Spearmen are starting to falter, and finally we can push these Outriders back. Are Hellstorm rockets good multiplayer? Yes. Well, not the basic ones, just the ROR. My Night Goblin Warboss has already taken half his HP from Boris, but we have gotten through the front line. We're disrupting some of these expensive ranged units, and the balance power should be creeping back in the Greenskins' favor as we just run straight through that front line. We're now onto the Halberdiers. We're also onto Boris, who is surrounded by Black Orcs who do extra damage, but his charge attacks take him away from the Black Orcs, and that is proving rather annoying. More Boarboy Biggins are coming in. I wonder if they'll try and surround him and keep him in all these Black Orcs or not. But someone needs to go get on the Outriders. I do Rampage him yet again. And here we go. So here's the combo yet again. This time he's on top of Black Orcs who have all the melee attack in the world. And they're still not doing damage to him. Just a bit. Just a bit of damage. But not a lot. And he goes and he's going to fly off and get to safety with his crazy animations. Meanwhile, the Outriders grenade launchers are firing in on goblins. They're kind of finally firing their halberdiers a little bit, honestly. And the Night Goblin Warboss got attacked by Bright Wizards briefly. He is just sitting in Black Orcs, who have been buffed up so much. And he took some damage, and now he's running away. The Black Orcs got 700 value, but whatever. I send my spinning loons out through the spearmen to just clear them out. My Savage Orcs will finish them up nice and neat. We have a bunch of archers moving in. The Empire box is in disarray. The Sunmaker is about to get kicked off their models, but also they don't have that much ammo anyway, so who cares? There's only 2 Halberdiers with any amount of HP left. There is still an Outrider with a lot of ammo and health. And Boris is at half HP. He's about to dive, so I do get my Night Goblin Warboss closer to some Savage Orcs, closer to some Boarboy Biggins, just for a little bit of peel. My Archer's going to turn sideways and try and shoot at Boris. Just get any damage out we can. We know he's going to slowly regenerate through the rest of the game, but we do have to kill him off. Send my Orc Boar Chariots after the Outriders. They just annoy them. Outriders don't have 360 shooting, so I can just keep making them run away, push them away from my infantry, you know, be disruptive. As he is starting to rout and shatter some of my Orc Auror boys. Throws a Burning Head down the line, but Black Orcs are pretty much immune to it. They're just too high of armor for that sort of thing. It'll rout off the Savage Orcs, but they're low enough anyway, who cares? Beautiful spinning loons from the Night Goblin Warboss deletes an entire Halberdier unit. And the Empire is just down to their single entities and Outriders. Like, these Halberdiers are inconsequential at this point. As some Orc Boar boys try and chase down the Hurga Jaeger Corpse and all this stuff. I am starting to rally a bit of the boys, so now I can go with the strategy. Boris Todbringer's HP bar has his max health has appeared. So I rampage the Outriders grenade launchers, and if I can kill them, I can group up in my Black Orcs, and then just sit here and force Boris to come into me, use my Tormentor Sword, and then when he charges in, he usually will knock the foot Night Goblin Warboss to safety. So it should be pretty good for us. Just got to kill these Outriders grenade launchers, and we are getting good damage on them with this Rampage. Savage Orcs and Black Orcs moving in. Boris hits his charge attack. Little unfortunate. He hits his next charge attack. Little unfortunate. He misses one, finally. Misses another, but he's already terror-outed my Night Goblin Warboss. I did throw down a Tormentor Sword, but he's terror-out something else. And Army Losses kicks in as I cast, and here we go. So that was the game. That's how that went. So here's the problem. I was furious I lost this. I was livid. And here's the thing. If I hadn't prepared for this build of Gotreks, if I hadn't known roughly what was coming, I knew it'd be an Empire box, I knew it'd be a bunch of Spearmen. If I hadn't prepared for that and I lost the game, I would have just been like, sometimes you lose, right? And I know, I'm living in the future too. I should have popped a Rampage on the Outriders grenade launcher the first Rampage should have been on its Outriders, drag them out of the box and kill them. I know that in hindsight. But can you imagine 10 practice games? No, okay, not 10, like 8. 7 or 8 practice games with Blood Penguin, and he took Boris Todbringer every single time. And every single time I rampaged that motherfucker into Black Orcs and gave him Here We Go, and his ass got deleted. I rampaged that motherfucker into Boarboy Biggins with Here We Go, and his ass got deleted. And in the actual game, the game that counts, my Boarboys just T-pose on him and don't do any damage. And then my Black Orcs, I rampage him into Black Orcs with Here We Go, and they T-pose on him and they do barely any damage. Can you imagine my fury when I lose a game that I have practiced so many times, when the thing that happened every time didn't happen twice in the game that mattered? 2 times it didn't happen, and it happened every time in practice. He was sitting in buffed up Black Orcs, and he wasn't taking any damage! Why? It wasn't like that in the practice games. And if it was shaky in the practice games, if it was once in a while he gets caught and then it instantly dies, you're like, oh, that's unreliable. It happened every time in practice, but in the real game, he just fucks off. And also in practice, you might be like, Human Boy, it was stupid to bring a Night Goblin Warboss on foot because he doesn't have ITP. On his Squiggy has ITP, so he wouldn't terror out. Well, on foot, the Night Goblin Warboss, every time Boris charged, Boris would knock him flying away. So every single time Boris landed, he would get rampaged into my Night Goblin Warboss, knock him to safety. I would pop Tormentor Sword mid-air, net him on the ground in the middle of Black Orcs, and he would die. But in the real game, he just never missed. He never knocked my Night Goblin down, so he just beat his fucking ass. Why? If I had known he just bodies the Night Goblin Warboss, I wouldn't have fucking taken him. But in every practice game, he sent him flying to safety. But in the real game, he just killed him. I was so furious. I'm still very mad. Everything we practiced for just went completely different on the day, and we lost. Ugh. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Like I said, if you practice something and he brought something completely different and he just bodies your ass, that's fine. But if he brings pretty much what you're expecting and the whole game just plays out completely different for no discernible reason, you lose your goddamn mind. So I lost my goddamn mind. Whatever. We lost game one, and I'm not happy about it. Sag. Was that like Nightwind Yasuo? Yeah, it was. Hey, look at you, Yasuo. I have like 100 backgrounds. Well, more like 1,000 actually. They just kind of rotate through. Okay, let's get back into it. We got Flying Taco versus Captain Telis. Turin's cheaters, Turin's bullies are up 1-0. We can make a comeback. Where is it? Taco versus Telis. There it is. Taco did get his ogres. We got Tomb Kings. This is like when Tom Brady T-posed during the fourth down play of the Super Bowl. Super fortunate, hope they patched him since. Muffin Master, you crazy. You crazy for that one. All right. Captain Telis. Captain Telis laid a trap for Flying Taco. He is very comfortable with the Tomb Kings versus Ogre Kingdoms matchup, and we knew Flying Taco would pick Ogres anyway. So here's our chance to catch him in a trap. For the Tomb Kings, we have 2 Skeleton Horse Archers, 2 more out in the open, so 4 total. We have Kotep to reset the enemy cooldowns, Skullstorm to clear out the Piggyback Riders, then Incantation of Vengeance and Curse Blades. Frontline of Skeleton Warriors, frontline of Spearmen backing them up, 2 Halberds in the back, 2 Sepulchral Stalkers, 2 Shop Great Bows, both of them are regular. On the other side, for the Ogre Kingdoms, we have a Blood Vulture, some Sabertusk Packs, Slaughtermaster Beast with just Flock of Doom, Lead Belchers, and then we have Double Crusher, one of which is the Sky Strider, Iron Guts, a Giant, bunch of Noblars and Piggyback Riders, but no Firecaster. Okay. What up, 100 Days Music? You made it. You're at game 2 out of 5. You got plenty of time. Skeleton Horse Archers cutting away from the Sabertusks and the Blood Vultures in the distance. That is a really good trade for the Tomb Kings, honestly. Just distracting 2 500 gold units with your 400 gold units. That's good. Or wait, are they 475? They're 475. Still, it's fine. Skeleton Horse Archers trying to poke at the Noblars and Piggyback Riders. Notice that the Ogres don't actually take that many Ogre Bulls in this matchup. I think that's fine. Tomb Kings have a lot of shooting that can deal with them, Sepulchral Stalkers and whatnot, and a lot of spears between Skelly Spears and Tomb Guard. Piggyback Riders and Noblars can clear out a lot of skeletons, especially when supported by Crushers. So the Sky Striders are going to help catch out the Skeleton Horse Archers. Their Frostbite lowering that speed, helping the Sabertusk keep up with them, making it a little easier to get that extra damage out. But in the distance, the Blood Vultures get killed off by the Skeleton Horse Archers, so that's very nice for the Tomb Kings. Ushapti Great Bows look like they're firing at Crushers. They are splitting their fire, trying to make it harder, I guess, for a meat feast. You know, that one big, juicy tier 3 heal of the Ogres. trying to make it harder for a meat feast to heal up one thing. And now Sepulchral Stalkers are shooting at giants. The only thing to be mildly concerned about is splitting your damage too much so that you don't kill anything. But Osirian's Incantation of Vengeance out onto something here. It's onto the Sabertusk pack. I guess that does okay damage. And Spears and Halberds trying to peel. A giant walking straight through the front line. We have some Sepulchral Stalkers that are needing to get activated. They need to turn around and shoot at the giant or shoot at something else. Looks like they were waiting for these Sabertusk to flank, but then Telos got busy with other micro elsewhere. Good surround by the Sepulchral Stalkers onto the giant. We'll get some damage out. They're anti-large, they're armor piercing, whatnot, but as I've always said, they're not that good in melee. You can see the giant is trading back rather effectively, and they're actually going to peel right back through skeletons. Crushers got through that front line. They're going to shut down the Ushabti Great Bows. Sepulchral Stalkers are trying to line up a shot, but they are obstructed, apparently. The little red bow says they're obstructed. It's sad. It's a sad time to be alive. Ushabti are just about dead as the Sabertusk and Crushers don't give up. Now, they are fighting on top of Tomb Guard Halberds. There's Sepulchral Stalkers nearby as well, providing extra damage. So this could be a bad trade for the Ogres. Skystrider's half HP, Giant half HP. These Crushers falling as well. So that so far spread damage, you are stopping one big meat feast from undoing everything you did. But I am getting worried that nothing's dying. Skystrider's at 12 out of 12 models. Other Crushers at 11 out of 12. So the Ogres are still nearly full capacity damage-wise. This could be a good thing, though. Slaughtermaster of Beasts is trapped in Halberds and Ushabti, does need to back off, waddles his way away. And Osirian's Incantation of Vengeance damaging the Crushers a bit, but also resetting the cooldowns of the Ogre Kingdoms. Now, Sepulchral Stalker is almost dead. That is very bad. This Ushabti Great Bow is also dying, which is also bad. But he has secured these guys. They can maybe fall back, get to safety, regenerate a little bit. And there's the Meat Feast trying to heal up the Skystriders. 9 out of 12 models, and they're getting a lot of healing. It's going to be hard to kill models while they're healing that much. So I think they're going to stay that healthy. Giant is running away from the Tomb Guard, but so are the Sepulchral Stalkers, and this is unfortunate because now they're helpless prey to the Skystriders as the Tomb Guard are trying to catch up. So the Sepulchral Stalkers probably should just ran straight into the Tomb Guard and not tried to run away from them. Skystriders are messing them up now. Balance power is back to about 50-50. Ushabti Summon is out, and the Meat Feast is over, and the Skystriders are still this low. So is the Giants. These two things are looking pretty damaged. Elsewhere, though, we still have a 10 out of 12 model Crusher that is uncontested. We have some Ushabti 8 out of 12 models still trying to fire. Lead Belchers getting shut down by Skeleton Horse Archers briefly. Those guys are pretty healthy. They can fight back against the Horse Archers and then kite into the late game. Tomb Kings are up on the balance of power. Another Osirians is out onto Piggyback Riders. This is Sky Striders route. The regular Crushers also getting close to routing. The trap of the Captain Telos Tomb Kings into Ogres seems to be a reality. Interesting that the Skullstorm went down there at the same target as the Vengeance. I guess he really didn't want these Piggyback Riders to exist. But now there's a big problem. Lead Belchers are uncontested at range. It looks like Ushabti are trying to counterfire against them, because if you get to a late game with just the Lead Belchers versus like Halberds and stuff, you're going to get kited to death. Ushabti Summon is trying to help chase down the Skystriders. These Skeleton Horse Archers don't need that kind of help, but then they do get dismembered, which is slowing them down quite a bit. But that Ushabti Summon is unfortunately getting wasted chasing after the Crushers, so that's not ideal. The Giant gets killed off by the Sepulchral Stalkers. Ushabti Great Bows, I don't know what they're firing at for right now, but they got to get some damage out. Probably onto the Lead Belchers, maybe onto the Crushers. Probably onto the Lead Belchers. Probably. Nice job chasing off the Skystriders with the Skeleton Horse Archers. Giant is about dead. Tomb Kings still have a big lead on the balance power. And the Tomb Guard with Halberds are trying to set up a defensive formation around the Ushabti that are doing good damage to the Lead Belchers. Lead Belchers get increasingly inaccurate as you have less and less models, while the Ushabti stay just as accurate the whole time. So it will be hard to finish these guys off unless crumbling kicks in. Concept's going to chase down the Giant. 700 HP. He should be able to finish it off. Doesn't have a lot of armor to stop him, so he should kill it with his poor weapon strength. Curse Blades himself just for the cooldown passive. The Chosen of the Gods, sorry, regular Ushabti Great Bows, are starting to crumble, and that's a big problem. Because now the Lead Belchers don't even have to hit you, they just have to exist. Sepulchral Stalkers might be capable of killing the last Crusher. I don't know what kills the last Lead Belcher, though. Giant is down. And I honestly think the Ogres are probably favored at this point. Because it's just 15 ammunition Lead Belcher versus a bunch of infantry, essentially. And Lead Belchers are actually decent against Sepulchral Stalkers. They sit close enough together that a lot of those shots aren't going to miss. The Sky Striders somehow rallied. Oh, it was a Sabertusk pack peeling off the Skeleton Horse Archers. So the Sky Striders are back. 6 models out of 12. Could honestly probably beat the Skeleton Horse Archers in melee at this point, so that is pretty bad here for the Tomb Kings. Maybe another Meat Feast will help them out, though. Honestly, I would still rather you just Meat Feast the Crushers with the 8 models. Sporkle Stalker's trying to ride out and deal with the Lead Belchers themselves. It's not going to work, unfortunately, and they try and set up and shoot at the Iron Guts. They don't get a shot off quickly enough, and Usirian's Incantation of Vengeance is not going to do a lot of damage to that unit type. Just too few models to really get the full damage out. Sporkle Stalkers are dead, and that'll officially bring us to just Kotep and some infantry. I predict that USA will lose. You're right. You're right. And when you're right, you're right. Kotep is trying to kill the Slaughtermaster of Beasts. Maybe the only way to win at this point is just lower the Ogre's leadership enough that, like, you can chase down the Lead Belchers or something. As the Iron Guts are routing, Sporkle Stalkers are still alive for now. 2 models left. They're trying to do something before they crumble. Kotep and his skeletons fighting the Slaughtermaster. It's just not doing enough damage. Kotep is a pretty bad combatant. The Lead Belchers are firing away at the Tomb Guard Halberds. Still have 12 ammunition left on those guys. Big flock of doom down on all these Tomb Kings units. The Slaughtermaster's taking a lot of damage. I do worry that even if he routes, he'll escape, though, because Kotep can't chase him into all those Crushers. That's just not going to be a good idea. So the Slaughtermaster will eventually waddle out of here as the Lead Belchers kill off the Tomb Guard Halberds, kill off the Skeleton Warriors, leave Kotep all alone. Elsewhere, we have a half-health Halberd, a half-health basic Spear, versus all these Crushers and Lead Belchers. Yeah, that's not going great. Lead Belchers have turned on to the healthier Tomb Guard. Ogre Kingdoms has taken all comers recently. Yeah, after the DLC, they're OP. They're OP as hell. Usirian's onto the Lead Belchers, just kind of an act of desperation to get some damage out onto those guys. And what was that? Jaff's Incantation Curse Plate's Overcast does damage Kotep a little bit, gives him bonus versus large, but the Crushers are here. They're done letting the Slaughtermaster get hit. Wow, okay, Kotep just deleted that Crusher. Anyway, he's still gonna die as Crushers surround him and help out the Slaughtermaster. Kotep will take a lot of damage. He is going to be dead soon as Skeleton Horse Archers dive in for the last of their strength to stop the Lead Belchers. Taco doesn't even keep the Crushers here. He just pops a Meat Feast on him and charges the Skeleton Horse Archers. He's like, yeah, my Slaughtermaster will be okay. He's not afraid of Kotep, even at this low HP point. He's going to crumble away. It was a very close game. GG. But Taco Ogres / Ogres in general, just too strong for the poor Tomb Kings. Tomb Guard Halberds did well. Skeleton Horse Archers more mixed, but overall fine. Shop to Great Bows did fine. Sporkle Stalkers did alright. Flying Taco, his Flock of Doomcaster got almost 2,000 value, which is pretty darn good. I want to see rats. I miss rats. I played Skaven in my first game, USA versus Netherlands. I didn't play it here. I played Greenskins here. Crushers did fine. Lead Belchers did well. Giant struggled. Captain Teals killed the Giant real bad. So Turin's USA leads 2-0. They were one of my tournament favorites, to be fair. To be fair. We gave them a buy round because we thought they would be strong. So let's see. Desktop. Give Flying Taco his green check mark. Bam, bam. All right, can Incar's Hayseed and Blood Penguin 3-0 to bring it back? Or are we just heckin' doomed? Doomed! Here we have Hayseed versus Rider of Rohan. Warriors of Chaos High Elves. Don't see a lot of either of those in this tournament so far. Did Giants used to suck? Yes, they got some buffs. I think they got some HP and missile resist buffs. But also the meta just shifted into them. The meta turned into monstrous infantry and rushing, and then if you're rushing a giant, he's like, yay, I get to participate in the fight. They were bad when everyone was kiting them all the time. Straight Jimmy, Giants counter hero hammers. Fair. Alrighty, for the Warriors of Chaos, we have a very low model count. It is Chaos Knights of Tzeentch, Chaos Knights of Tzeentch with lances. We have the Doom Knights of Tzeentch. Some aspiring champions, a couple marauders here and there, and then Archaon the Everchosen with just Searing Doom and Fight or Die. No Slayer of Kings, no Burning Head, no Spirit Leech. Very odd to see. Near side for the High Elves, we have Illyrian Reaver Kite, Illyrian Reaver Archers, Illyrian Reaver Archers, Illyrian Reaver Regular, some Dragon Princes, a White Line of Christ or two, and then a Princess with the Volley of High Arrows on her Star Dragon, with the Fireborn, and a Life Mage with Earthblood and Regrowth. Okay. So this is Conquest. Warriors of Chaos can take the point and then force the Kite backwards and just wait them out. Looks like he's going to do that, leave some Aspiring Champions near the point to capture it. Illyrian Reaver's going to downhill charge Marauders. Have to be careful of the Chaos Knights of Tzeentch. But the Chaos Knights of Tzeentch also have to be careful of all the Illyrian Reavers. Not armor-piercing missiles, but decently high weapon strength, and there's a lot of them, so they can whittle you down for sure. And the Fireborn trying to get a downhill charge on these Chaos Knights of Tzeentch with lances. And they're currently AFK. They do have to keep moving, but the Fireborn actually pull back just as the counter order came in, so the Chaos Knights would have been there to countercharge. But I think overall the Fireborn probably would have won that engagement. Star Dragon has set up for a breath attack if a big fight pops in. Doesn't look like it's going to happen just yet. Chaos Knights with lances trying to get away and get their shields back. As Doom Knights stop in front of these guys. But I talk about them in a recent ROR tier list I made that will come out eventually, and it's super fucking long. But these guys are super tanky in the air, just because they're teeny tiny little disc models, and then they have 120 armor and silver shields. It's very hard to get through their barriers with ranged units. You end up just wasting a lot of ammunition. Chaos has taken the point, though. So at this point, they're fine just letting different units take damage on their shields. But the Fireborn actually end up committing to a fight. Chaos Knights of Tzeentch took most of the battle, and now we have something getting targeted here. It is a regrowth onto the Fireborn with a Searing Doom over the top. I imagine the Doom Knights are going to go in for a rear charge. The Fireborn are trying to escape as the trap is set. More Chaos Knights pile in too, and that Searing Doom did a lot of damage onto the Fireborn, who are already getting regrowth. Still not helping them enough as 3 Knights take them on. Now the Star Dragon has to land in. Illyrian Reaver Archers are charging in, but that is not a lot of help. More Dragon Princes are trying to come to the fight, but it is too late to save the Fireborn. They are routing, just barely. Archaon pops in. I wonder if he's going to throw a Fight or Die down. He doesn't have Slayer of Kings. It's not like this lady is going to get one-tapped or anything. As the Aspiring Champions and Marauders keep moving up. On the high ground, while all the chaos is going on, 2 other Chaos Knights have gotten onto Illyrian Reavers and Illyrian Reaver Archers, so that'll be a good trade for them if they back off before the White Lions get too much damage out. Archaon is getting a 1v1 with the Star Dragon that he wants. Fight or Die, I thought just got popped. There it is. So helping him quite a bit with his Aspiring Champions and Doom Knights nearby. Another beautiful Searing Doom onto Illyrian Reavers, and the regular Dragon Princes at about half HP as they retreat. Fireborn way below that and still running for the hills. Rite of Rohan is down in the balance of power, has lost a lot of his heavy cav, is taking some damage on his Lord, though his Lord is doing better into Archaon than I'm sure Archaon wanted, but without Slayer of Kings, he really isn't that big of a threat. 76 melee attack is nice, 500 weapon strength is nice with a lot of armor piercing, but Slayer of Kings makes him the Archaon you know and love. On the high ground, Chaos Knights are still holding back these guys, but they might want to pop out of this fight. They are sitting on top of armor piercing infantry for an extended period of time. They don't really like that. I'm also a little scared about this Princess just sitting in Aspiring Champions with Archaon swinging at her. And this is going great for Chaos, honestly. They have the point. The skirmish has been mostly shut down. If the High Elves want to back off and kite around and heal, then that gives you a lot more time to take up points. This is going terribly. Archaon does need to disengage. He's been in this fight for far too long. He was never winning versus the Star Dragon, and he continues to not win versus the Star Dragon. So he has to get up. He has to get in the sky. Not in the sky. Away from here. Star Dragon's still hunting him down. Star Dragon's still getting damage out. And these Chaos Knights also not bailing out. So what started great for Chaos is going to shit as several units are just taking terrible fights and staying in them, which is a huge problem. These Chaos Knights getting whittled down by the White Lions of Christ, who are getting a lot of value. Other Chaos Knights are committing to that fight to try and save them. And Archaon finally rides away from the Star Dragon. Other Dragon Princes are back in on the Aspiring Champions. I am very concerned for Chaos all of a sudden. A Searing Doom in onto those White Lions of Christ, trying to just kill them, as Archaon's Searing Dooms have done so much damage before. That it was an Overcast as well. And it seems a little excessive. Overcast just spreads out the volley, doesn't do as much damage. Dragon Princes are getting low, but they can get regrowthed up, of course. Fireborn are back at 16 models, and they can also get regrowthed. Breath attack from the Star Dragon does not get a lot done. I think she was trying to hit a blob of Doom Knights, and the model itself just picked the wrong one. Chaos Knights try and isolate a Mage of Life, but Elven Mages are built diff. very tanky. Earthblood in for the big fight, including the Star Dragon. Star Dragon lands on Archaon, gets a big hit on him as well. Someone somewhere has to peel for this poor man. He pops Fight or Die, but the Doom Knights are nowhere to be found. The Aspiring Champions are nowhere to be found. Everyone's just leaving Archaon to fucking die to the Star Dragon. Somebody help him. Doom Knights get a rear charge back in, but it's probably too late for Archaon, who's below 1,000 HP as the Star Dragon continues to kick his ass. Other Chaos Knights of Tzeentch also come in. They're now body blocking the Princess and getting a lot of damage out, but Archaon, you might want to leave, dude. The Princess needs to just keep getting attack orders onto him, push him out of here, and then you can win the game from there. Aspiring Champions are still holding on, but Archaon is gonna rout soon. He hasn't taken damage in quite a while. Another Overcast is turning to him. The Overcast might just kill you! No, not worth it! Oh, he got so lucky the Overcast didn't actually do damage. It did peel off those white lines for a bit, but he takes 2 nasty hits from the Star Dragon. One more will kill him, but he somehow is not breaking. Archaon is no coward, apparently, as Chaos Knights of Tzeentch are fighting the Fireborn in the background. The Fireborn's extreme stats keep them in the fight, but Archaon does die from hard overcommitting to a fight he was not winning. Archaon, why? I know Hayseed is used to collect Sun Eater, but still, just run away. Just leave. She was pinned in so many nights, you could just leave. That's funny. None of the steering were Overcast, that's just Dragon? What? What do you mean that's just Dragon? I'm confused. Those look like Overcast Searing Dooms to me, because the regular Searing Doom is really tight. We saw one at the start versus the Fireborn. Those other ones were way bigger. Is Slayer not worth the gold? I don't know. What Slayer are you talking about? Oh, Slayer of Kings? Slayer of Kings is super worth the gold. It's amazing. Kolek would have died faster from the shooting. I'm just saying the man's used to Kolek doing a lot of damage to big targets. Bounce power is still in the Warriors of Chaos' favor, though, because the High Elves have been attritioned out really badly. They only have this White Lion of Krace left for infantry, and then they have extremely depleted forces. All right, y'all are gonna hate me, but what the Warriors of Chaos need to do is send one Aspiring Champion to the point and have everyone else just fuck off and run in different directions, because the Dragon has literally 0 capture rate because it's a flying unit. All these Cav are way too injured to take the point, so if you have one Aspiring Champion there, it'll take forever to kill it, and if they do kill it, just send a different Aspiring Champion in. Could be good. But the Fireborn group up, they get an Earthblood, they might rout, but so will the Chaos Knights of Tzeentch soon. Marauders are fighting, and that mage is trying to capture the point. The Warriors of Chaos need to send one Aspiring Champion over there just to keep the point. That's really their biggest victory condition at this point, is just time. The High Elves can't have the time to heal and kite you out and all that stuff if you just have the point. Hayseed, take the point back! Hayseed, send one of your Aspiring Champions! No! You don't need 2 Aspiring Champions to walk slowly uphill after a dragon. She can outrun them. Please, send one Aspiring Champion over there! No! He's gonna lose the point! Damn it! Dragon D's nuts? Yeah. High Elves need to get the point from someone. Literally all their capture weight is this Mage of Life, but damn it, the Warriors of Chaos didn't send an Aspiring Champion over there. The High Elves are going to capture the point and stop the ticking. Now, you can just walk all these Aspiring Champions over here and retake it. That's not a problem. The problem is time. The problem is this Dragon is going to get more healing. These White Lions are going to get more healing. The Dragon's going to use all of its ammo on you. All those things. There's an Earthblood. The High Elves take the point. Fuck. I'm mad. I'm sad. We need this win. Human Boy USA needs this win to not get knocked out immediately. Please, Hayseed. Please. Now, he is charging point, which is great. You do need to take it back. That is your win condition. The Dragon can solo your whole army at this point if it's given infinite time. So you just need to set the timer again. Killing the White Lions of Krace and then taking the point means that this High Elf Life Mage is going to have to come back to you and fight you, but there's a very nice breath attack from the Star Dragon, what we were worried about. It still has another one, too, that it's going to use when the time is right. Aspiring Champions are not ITP, so they might get routed here, as Doom Knights are looking for a rear charge back onto the Princess, but another Earthblood onto her is a bit of a problem. Doom Knights do not have very high melee attack. They also do not have armor piercing. Thankfully, the Princess doesn't have the most melee defense. She doesn't have Martial Prowess or Martial Mastery, so she only has 45 melee defense. But she already routs off a Chaos Knight. She charges through the Doom Knight's shield, almost routing the Mage of Life. This is good. This is good. Route the Mage of Life. She's the only thing that can capture. Warriors of Chaos are taking the point back. All right, let's go, let's go. Ah, damn, she's not gonna route. Stupid elven leadership piece of garbage. Oh, maybe route. Maybe route. We really need her to route, because here's the thing. She routes, leave the Aspiring Champions on the point, have the Doom Knights chase her off, have the Chaos Knights fuck off, and if the Princess chases the Doom Knights, run the Doom Knights in a different direction, have the Chaos Knights chase her. Just don't let her come back while the point's ticking up. Yeah! Yeah! We took the point back! Let's go, Hayseed! Let's go! Dragon Unbreakable? It's not literally unbreakable, but it has crazy high leadership, so it'll be fine. Rear charge in from Dragon Princes, fighting to the last with their Liege Lord as the Chaos Knights of Zinch are going to chase down the Life Mage. That means there's no more healing for this Princess or the White Lions. The White Lions of Krace pushed away. Everything's routing. No capture weight left. Let's go. He literally can't win unless he gets that Mage back. He literally can't take the point back. And the Aspiring Champions know one thing. It's how to just be tanky. It'll take forever for them to die, which is why having the point is so important. Since you guys just get to spectate your teammates during your matches, do you already know all the outcomes? I know all the outcomes for this series, yes, because I was intimately a part of this team. Another final Star Dragon Breath attack, but doesn't do as much damage as Rider of Rohan needed. Rider of Rohan can kill all these units over time if he's given that time, but he can't kill them in 73 seconds? Yeah. You can't kill them that fast. And he is not able to bail out that Mage of Life, so the Chaos Knights are going to walk her all the way off the map, and that'll be GG. The Warriors of Chaos win it, baby. The Warriors of Chaos win it! Terror out away the Marauders, who cares? Who gives a shit? We have the point, baby! We have the point! That's the most hayseed way of winning? You mean like a Giga Chad? You mean like a Super Legend? When we needed him most in our darkest hour, he came in clutch, of course. Of course. I'm going to times 2 speed as we just watch her die for 50 seconds. You can see she literally can't kill the Aspiring Champions that fast. And even if she could, she's not going to army loss them, and she can't capture that point, so there's no hope. We did it! We got a point. We being Hayseed and not me, because reasons. Wow. Doom Knights with the 3,500 damage value. Aspiring Champions did well. Archaon did well. Chaos Knights of Zinch did pretty okay. 4,400 damage value for the Princess. Very nice stuff there. And then Dragon Princes did fine. White Lions of Grace did fine. GG. You think the Dragon would have lost that versus Champions? No, see, here's the thing, though, is this isn't land battles, so there's no attacking rules. So if Ryder had infinite time, he could have just kept going in the air and charging, going in the air and charging, going in the air and charging. If he had the Life Mage, and the Life Mage could have cast like Regrowth on the White Lions of Krace, but he didn't get infinite time because Hayseed retook the point. That was more of my point. So I think, like, you know, if the game wasn't over, I think he only stayed in melee and he didn't keep cycle charging because he knew he couldn't take the point and he was just letting the game end. But yeah. No, given infinite time, Ryder could have killed all those Aspiring Champions with just Dragon cycle charging, for sure. For sure, for sure. Hayseed gets us on the board. Thanks, Hayseed. Thanks, buddy. Strat game versus Incars. We're not out of the woods yet, though. Incars and Blood Penguin both have to win for us to get back in this. Oh, it's a toughie. It's a toughie. It's not gonna happen. We fucking lost. We fucking lost, lads. What terms that? Smell test? Attacking rules? Attacking rules are any multi-entity model anywhere attacking something or trying to attack something counts as attacking. So, yeah. If you had one Marauder just walking towards the enemy, that's attacking. It just stops like super degenerate late game boring stuff that's like, it's smart, but it's boring as shit to watch. So it's a compromise you make for viewers. Right? And that's the thing, is some players, sometimes it's rare, but sometimes players complain about attacking rules, and they're like, Conquest is better because there's no attacking rules, or Domination is better because there's no attacking rules. That's fine. Land battles doesn't need attacking rules to exist. You can play land battles on quick battles. It does in tournaments because it makes terrible content. If the late game is just like, Dragon goes away, Dragon flies, Dragon charges back in, Dragon goes away, Dragon flies, Dragon charges back in, Dragon goes away, Dragon flies, Dragon charges back in. It just sucks. It just sucks. Or if you get into a early game where someone puts their entire army in the trees and just sits there and spirit leeches you over and over and over again as you look for their army, that's bad content. Some of the tournament rules are like a compromise the players and the tournament host make to make good content, to make fun games to watch, right? That's the point of attacking rules. And all attacking rules is like, if this Glade Rider is shooting at Khorne, Wood Elves are attacking. The rest of the army can AFK, but as long as something is participating in a battle, we're good. That's all it is. Conquest doesn't have those because you have the capture point, which forces your opponent to come to you. And that works too. Okay, what do we got here? So for in-cars, we have Mighty Khorne. Khorne is very popular in this tournament after their DLC. They are in the talks for a top-tier faction. I don't think they are the top tier. I think that's Demons of Chaos, Ogres, and Dwarves are all solidly above Khorne, but they're up there after that. Valkia with Demon Shield and Spear Sleipnir. Then we have Fleshhounds, Chaos Furies, 2 Blood Beasts of Khorne, a bunch of Marauders, and some more Chaos Knights with their fire damage and just tanky stat line. For the Wood Elves here, we have 3 Glade Riders for a bit of kiting, and then a heavy infantry corps with some Wild Riders, including the Wild Hunters of Kurnos, 2 Wild Rangers, 3 Dryads, and Durthu. Haven't seen a lot of Durthu recently, but he is still very powerful. Sword of Daith and Flock of Doom to clear out infantry. Now this is a pretty heavy charge the point and hold it style, so I don't know why Strat is ceding so much ground and letting Khorne take the point first. I guess he wants to get all of his ammo out with his Glade Riders, which, fair. But Valkia is going to try and peel him in the meantime, and you are getting damage onto Marauders, so I guess it is what it is. Curious how he's going to take down Durthu. I don't see any halberds here. Chaos Knights are not armor piercing, they're just fire damage. Blood Beasts are armor piercing, but not fire damage. And Valkia does okay into Durthu, so I think Durthu might be a tricky one to kill off. Ladder draw kiting was your only game 2 experience. Alright, Marauders of Khorne get charged by the Wild Riders. A lot of impact damage, and the Wild Riders are going to back off before there's too much consistent fighting. People say it got hard for Wood Elves, but I'm not sure how that goes after the RR Skull Cannon bans became more often. Might be more even at that point. I honestly don't think the RR Skull Cannon is good into Wood Elves at all. Way Watchers shoot at about the same range it does, and they get crazy good value onto it. And if you just skirmish cav kite them, the RR Skull Cannon does like no damage to cavalry. So you can just tank their shots, wait for them to run out of ammo, and kite them. I was practicing this matchup with my teammate, and I won as Wood Elves with just triple Waywatcher and then a bunch of Deepwood Scouts. And I just kited the fuck out of him, and the Skull Cannon couldn't do shit. Anyway. Wild Riders charging in, Marauders of Khorne get a brief fight. Valky's going to get a nice Spear Sleipnir down the side, pokes 2 units a bit, but the Marauders are going to lose quite badly to this front line. Durthu and the Dryads are just too much. In comes the Chaos Knights. Their fire damage will help against the Dryads and Durthu, and Blood Beast's even going to pile up as well. Khorne is just full-on taking the melee fight as the Glade Riders are going to fire in. Their damage more accrues over time, so it's not going to be that impressive just yet, as the Wild Hunters of Kurnos need to get active. The other Wild Riders also need to move, so Strat not committing all of his forces just yet, and he is losing his Dryads soon. That means you'll be fighting on the Khorne infantry support, though there are Wildwood Rangers in here who are getting massacred by something. Something is hurting these boys mighty fierce. As Valkia continues to duel Durthu, getting slow damage out with her fire damage and her anti-large armor piercing, she is going to do okay. Now if Durthu lands solid hits on her, her low HP pool will damage her more because he has a lot of HP and she does not. Chaos Furies landed on the backlines of the Wood Elves, but they got rear charged by the Wild Hunters of Kurnos and the Glade Riders, and that pushed them away. And in come the Chaos Knights of Khorne. The Wild Hunters of Kurnos have the armor piercing to get through these guys, but basic Wild Riders want nothing to do with the Chaos Knights of Khorne. But you can see now that the Wild Hunters have committed back in, these Chaos Knights are getting chunked out very badly. Bounce power is about 50-50. The point is ticking up, but considering how fast this melee is progressing, I don't think we're going to get to the point where the capture point is what determines this game. Valkia is trying to take out the Wild Hunters of Kurnos. With Durthu as your caster, you have no healing. You have Flock of Dooms, which are very powerful, but no healing, so these Wild Hunters don't get to do the thing Elves do, where they retreat and get a bunch of HP back and all that stuff. Fleshhounds disintegrating away. Looks like the Blood Beasts of Khorne and these Chaos Knights are going to retreat as well, so it's getting a little hairy for Khorne. But in the distance, we have Chaos Furies chasing off two different, still pretty healthy cavalry units. Healthy for Elven standards. Those guys would come back 6 or 7 times if those Furies weren't chasing them off. And the Blood Beasts are actually really performing well into Durthu over here. I'm kind of surprised, but they're kicking the shit out of him as he's just walking away slowly. Other Chaos Knights have rejoined the fight to try and take out Dryads. Looks like all of the infantry for the Wood Elves is routed except for this half-health Dryad. For the cavalry, it's all also looking pretty tattered, but Khorne isn't exactly a spring chicken right now either. We have 2 Furies still in the game. One is at 3/4 HP, the other is almost dead. Chaos Knights are almost dead, and then we have a healthy Blood Beast that's currently surrounding and beating up Durthu that Valkia might have to go help, but Valkia is busy harassing the Wild Hunters of Khorne, trying to keep them at bay. As other Wild Riders are going to get peeled, these Fleshhounds were chasing them down before the Wild Hunters stopped them. Elsewhere, these Chaos Furies are getting rear charged by Glade Riders. They need to be careful. They kind of need to fight back a little bit to get these Glade Riders to fuck off, because if they just take constant rear charge damage, they might Demonic Accessibility crumble, but they really want to get these Wild Riders to the edge of the map. They're so close, and then I guess they'll turn around and fight that Skirmish Cav. Khorne is still ahead a little bit. Wood Elves trying to rally their forces. Fury's taking a fight against more Glade Riders over there as other Wild Riders get away from infantry, but Durthu is in big trouble, which is not something I'm used to saying after his recent buffs. Recent, like, relatively. Durthu chucks down a Sword of Daith, lowering the armor on the Blood Beast to nothing as the Wild Riders get a good charge in. Blood Beasts start taking a ton of damage on the far side. The Chaos Furies of Khorne do take out that Glade Rider that was chasing them down. Durthu just needs to survive this. He's so close to terror routing off those Blood Beasts, and then he'll be fine. Then he'll be safe. And elsewhere, Khorne has very little. This Chaos Knight is healthy-ish considering the state of the map, but the Wild Hunters of Khorne could body it instantaneously. And then you have Valkia versus the world, as she so often ends up in the late game. I don't know if she can do it, so I'm getting a little scared. Bounce power is a little too Wood Elf favored for me, but Durthu is continuing to try and run it. Valky's just getting rear hit after rear hit after rear hit on him. Durthu, you gotta turn and fight. You're taking all this damage for no reason, my guy. He starts to turn now, realizing he took 3 attacks for no reason, took a 4th one there, but his 52 melee defense was cut in half while he was trying to run away, and Valkia got charge attacks over and over again. So now Durthu just has to turn and fight while he can. Wild Hunters of Khorne might take this 3v1. I don't think they really want it, but they might have to as Durthu continues to take damage from Valkia. Now he's starting to get a couple slaps back in. The Wild Hunters are trying to save Durthu, but now there's so many units around them, they just have to turn and run, leaving Durthu on his own. And he's trading really well into Valkia. I wish he had been fighting much earlier than he decided to. But it is what it is. You can't change the past. Durthu hasn't taken a hit in quite a while. Valkia definitely has. There he takes one. He's about to rout. He needs to rally to keep kicking her ass, but he routs. And that is probably it for the Wood Elves. Wild Hunters going on a merry chase. We have Dryads and more Wild Riders trying to join the fight. But Valkia is going to hit... she's going to hit Durthu. She's hitting him in the back, so she's not going to miss. He is down. The leadership of the Wood Elves is going to tank. And that should be that, unless the Wild Hunters pull something out of their ass. Alright. Chat's popping off. Melee defense halved from behind, huh? Need to know. Yeah, don't present your back to the opponent. Valkia Spear Sleipnir down the Dryads and the Wild Riders, just trying to trigger army losses, and he does. In cars, keeping us in it 2-2. It's all down to Streamer Turin. Can Streamer Turin clutch it out for his team? They need him. When they needed him most, the Haggard Dreadlord arrived. GG's. GG. What's the teams? USA versus USA, bruh. Bruh. There you go. You're there. In cars with a win. Man, imagine if old Human Boy had managed to win his game. This would be over. We wouldn't have to rely on Blood Penguin versus Turin. All the Dreadlord could do was sit in his castle and wait, stroking his beard, wondering where it all went wrong. And instead, it's down to this final match. If Boris had just taken any fucking damage, this green checkmark would be right here. If Boris had just decided to take any damage at all, big old green checkmark here, right there. But no. Nah, he was like, nice Black Orcs. Nice Black Orcs, nerd. All your practice was for nothing, because Black Orcs don't do damage in the real game, apparently. Stupid bitch. Stupid fucking game. Stupid fucking broken ass piece of shit game. Dumbass broken ass game, piece of garbage. I won't play this game anymore. I don't want to do anything. I'm done streaming. Warhammer sucks. Fuck Warhammer. Whatever. Whatever, dude. I guess it's nice that the last game is the hype game. But I like winning my games. I like winning my games on my own stream so I can talk about how good at video games I am. I don't like being carried to victory by my teammates. I like my teammates groveling before my power, thanking me, saying, "Oh, human boy, thank you for carrying us to victory." Not, "Human boy, aren't you glad we carried you to victory, you stupid little bitch?" No, not for me. Not for this, human boy. Okay, USA 5, Blood Penguin versus Turin. Turin on Warriors of Chaos, Blood Penguin on Bretonnia. Okay. I got distracted by some messages. I was wondering if they were important, but okay. Human Boy was the hype game? Lies. My tail is yours. Alright, here we go. The final game to decide it all. Turin. Yes, that Turin. On Warriors of Chaos versus Blood Penguins. Bretonnia. So when are you switching to LOL casting? Dude, I would. I tried to become a LOL caster, but no one cared. I tried. I like competitive League of Legends. I like it a lot. I like casting video games. I like people watching when I cast video games. We lost subscribers today. That is the first time I've lost subscribers net on a day since the summer. It's fucked up. Alright, we're into the game. Bretonnia brought a bunch of peasant mobs, Damsel of Beasts with Wissen's wild form, King Lewin Leoncoeur on this guy with his buffs and his self-healing, which is quite nice. Then we have Spearmen at Arms, Foot Squires, Peasant Bowmen, and a Trebuchet with a Grail Relique. On the other side, for Turin, we have a Chaos Lord of Shadows with Melkoth's and Tormentor Sword, frontline of Marauders and Marauder Horsemen with Throwing Axes, more Marauders and Chaos Warriors with Great Weapons, the Severed Claw, and the Soul of Damnation. So Turin going with an early spawn of some artillery that can fire at these guys and get some good poke out, while he spawns infantry after that to slowly walk towards the point. Blood Penguin going with a very heavy, cheap infantry build to just take as much space up on the battlefield as possible, and then wherever the enemy is going to engage, he's probably going to counter, like, charge with Lewin or get some good damage out. You lose subscriber because you cast domination, lies, and slander. Ask for tequila thumbnails? No. Doesn't tequila do thumbnails similar to Dav? Isn't it just the, like, 2 unit cards on top of the background? Or am I misremembering? Anyway, Bretonnia is quickly taking the points. Like I said, they just have so many units, they're waltzing forward, and Turin's backing off until he can take a good engagement. Looks like he's going to commit over here. Nice and slow, wants to make sure that no one gets separated out so that Lewin can just dive him and get that free value. And Turin does summon in some Hellstriders. They try and get a charge on the peasant mobs. They don't do that much damage on the charge. They're not like heavy calves. They can't just obliterate these guys in one shot, and archers are going to make them regret that. So pretty early, good start here for Bretonnia. Severed Claw walking past Lewin. I think they just don't want to waste their time with him. They want to get into the melee. Yeah, most of the time. Yeah. Everybody's different. I don't want to be like anybody else. I want to be a cool, edgy streamer. I want to do my own thing. So Turin's taking point 1. Turin also has point 3, and he almost lost it briefly, but he did recapture a bunch of value on it, so now it's going to take the Bretonians a little bit more time to recapture that. And Brett has the middle points. Turin is getting ahead in early tickets. His skirmish cav are falling back, and all these throwing axes are wasted right now because Blood Penguin has spawned no cavalry. There comes his first one. It's a Knight of the Realm. So far, these skirmish cav just had to throw out infantry, which is not their favorite use of their time. Archers constantly screening them out. Damage value is very even. quite low, as we are in the early game of both teams just setting up. Men-at-Arms, Polearms taking some damage. And there is a Wiston's Wild Form from the Foot Squire, on the Foot Squires as they try and fight back against the Chaos Warriors. Chaos Warriors should still win that, even with the Wiston's Wild Form, honestly. Thorn Human Boy, there's no one like you. Whee! I'm looking forward to the magical land where Total War players on a different engine where the characters swing and swings don't miss because the characters move. They will constantly swing. Wesley Bravo, is that... Are you trying to ease my conscience here? Alright, Melkoth's onto the Knights of the Realm. Mounted Yeoman Archers still harassing Hellstriders on the far side. Damage value is still very even. And I'm curious what turn's going to start spawning now. We get some Blood Beasts of Khorne. But I'm worrying about his battlefield presence. He doesn't have a ton. I guess he has Marauders over here. This side did fall apart for Bretonnia, I suppose, so now they're onto the back line. Shutting down some Peasant Archers. Severed Claw and Marauders walking forward. Knights of the Realm going to get a pretty good rear charge here. Send Marauders flying. Get some decent damage. Hellstriders jealous of that charge damage, and more Knights of the Realm are spawned, which is actually going to be huge. Knights of the Realm are really good against Blood Beasts and Hellstriders of Slaanesh. So Blood Penguin just charges into him. It's going to do some good damage, not take a lot in return. And then if you can get a good, solid, open charge on the Blood Beast, it's nice. If they get to fight him right now, like it looks like he's trying to back off, because he didn't get the charge. So without the charge, he wants nothing to do with these Blood Beasts, and he's going to fall back. Melkoth's and some Skirmish Cav doing a little bit of damage to him, but he will overall get to safety. Turin is pulling ahead on damage value. The Hell Cannon continues to harass Peasant Archers and push them back. And Turin now still has 2 points. One is uncontested. Both sides have evened that up. He just keeps a Marauder there to make sure Bretonnia doesn't sneak in like Mounted Yeoman or anything. And then we have Chaos Warriors and Marauders over here pushing back these Men-at-Arms and the Mounted Yeoman. So Blood Penguin's going to have a hard time dislodging the heavy infantry. You need Trebuchets for that. It looks like he does have one. Yeah, just one. You might need like Questing Knights or something like that. Grail Knights. I don't know. Knights of the Realm gets surrounded by Hellstriders and Blood Beasts. They have a bad time. Another Knight of the Realm charges in, and with Lewin's help, this should turn into a good fight for Bretonnia. Lewin's getting a ton of damage out, and even more Knights of the Realm are going to charge in, but still, none of these units can take out a Chaos Warrior with Halberds. None of them can take out the Severed Claw. So Turin does have some nearly unkillable units on the battlefield right now, unless Bretonnia spawns something very different than what they have been. Hellstrider's just about dead. Blood Beast's at half HP. More Hellstriders going to charge in, but honestly, still pretty decent fight for Bretonnia, though the Knights of the Realm are going to back off. Wiston's Wild Form is currently active on them, but they don't want to sit in front of 3 armor-piercing skirmish cav like that. They're going to back off, maybe try and take a better fight elsewhere as the Soul of Damnation continues to move up. Where is Turin moving that thing? He's just charging it into melee at some point. I like that these 3 Chaos Storms are committing a mutiny, and they're just taking the Soul of Damnation into the fight, and all these other ones are walking after them confused. Like, I don't really think we should be doing this. I think we should maybe stop and shoot. Hey, can you like stop? They're just stealing it. Anyway, Hellstriders catch up to the Knights of the Realm, so the Knights of the Realm do have to stop and take a fight, otherwise they're just going to get hit in the back constantly, and it looks like there are Blood Beasts, there are Halberds near them, so Bretonnia gets forced back. Turin has secured a triple cap at this point. He also has a damage value lead, and Blood Penguin does have some supplies left. So what's he going to spawn to try and turn this around? He is going to forfeit. I knew that was coming. I was wondering when. Blood Penguin hopped into our team chat immediately after and was like, I fucking took Wiston's Wild Form! He was so pissed off that he took the wrong spell. So he was just running around with Wiston's Wild Form instead of Flock of Doom. Because he definitely wanted Flock of Doom. And he was just like, shit! Shit! Yeah, so he wanted, here's the thing, he wanted Flock of Doom to clear Chaos Warriors, and he accidentally selected Wiston's Wild Form, so then he had literally no way to kill those Chaos Warriors. He had nothing. Yeah. Which is why at the start, you might be like, Human Boy, you didn't make a big deal out of Wiston's Wild Form. That's a pretty ballsy pick, and not what we usually see. Yeah, I didn't want to harp on it too much because I knew it was the deciding factor. Not that Blood Penguin would have beaten Turin automatically with Flock of Doom, but I know that as soon as he picked Wiston's Wild Form, Blood Penguin was like, fuck, I just lost. Damn it. Oh, well. GG's to our opponents. And again, just it's not like he picks Flock of Doom and he auto wins. It was just when he didn't have it, he literally couldn't kill Chaos Warriors at all. He couldn't punish blobs. He just had a 4 winds of magic plus armor plus 25% damage spell. So it was pretty limp, unfortunately for him. Which does mean Turn gets the dub, and Team America USA 1 is victorious, and Human Boy Stinky Streamer Man is knocked out of the tournament. I am still so mad that I lost that Gotrek game. I will never get over it. I will never forgive. I will never forget. God damn it. So many times Boris would land at the Blackrooks and just die, but in the game that matters, he just lands at them and nothing happens to him. It's fine. I am fine. I've moved on. My blood pressure is normal right now. I'm so fucking normal, it's insane. Anyway, we have other quarterfinals, ladies and gentlemen. Germany 2 versus Switzerland is underway. I believe 1 out of those 4 games is complete, and they have 2 days left to complete their games, so they better hurry the fuck up. Mexico versus Russia, I believe 4 of those games are done. No, 3, no, 4. So I need 1 or 2 more games from them. Again, they have 2 days left to do that. France, Canada, I don't really know where they're at. I poked them. Apparently they're going to play like all their games on the 24th. So, I don't know. What am I doing Saturday? I'm doing JP's stream. What am I doing 26th? Nothing. Okay, so I'll probably stream the rest of the quarterfinals on Sunday. And then we'll do 1 more stream for both semifinals and finals. Probably early February. But the deadline's February 10th, so might be a little later February, but who knows. So should be maybe 2 more streams for this world event. We'll do these 3, and then we'll do these 3. Call it. Cool? Cool. It's been a fun event. We had 21 teams sign up. There are 7 remaining, and USA got into semifinals, which isn't surprising when it was a USA quarterfinal. But we went from 4 USA teams. Dude, do you imagine, like, look how much we were riding high. So after the stream that had these 2, we had Team America, USA 1, and USA 2 in quarterfinals. And then we had USA versus France, which hadn't been done yet, and USA versus Canada, which hadn't been done yet. We're like, wow, all 4 USA are still in. We're doing good. And then boom, boom, 2 of them get knocked out. France, Canada go to the quarterfinals, and then USA team kills, obviously, up here too. So we went from 4 still being in the tournament to 1, like just like that. Just fucking that. And there's actually no duplicates left, if you look. USA was the last duplicate in, so everybody's down to 1 life now. If you lose, country's out. Yeah, should be fun. We actually have a decent amount of East versus West, too. USA, Mexico, and Canada for the West, and then Switzerland, Russia, and Germany. Wait, Switzerland, Russia, Germany, and France. There we go. So 4 east of the... 4 west of the Atlantic. No, fuck. I'm an idiot. 4 east of the Atlantic. 3 west. Let's go. I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm going to check chat, and then I'm going to leave. When's the next new player tourney? I'm hosting one for Big JP on Saturday night. So the 25th, Saturday night for EU time. Saturday midday for me. So that'll be fun. And then I'll probably host one of my own the week after. Probably. I don't know. Big JP does one every Saturday. So, yeah. If you go far enough, they're all east of any body water. True. True. Anyway, I lost subscribers. That makes me depressed. Subscribe if you're not. Goodbye. I'm leaving.